I've got good news for all anti-imperialists watching this stream right now, all right? The vanguardist Vladimir Putin has engaged in yet another brilliant strategy against the decadent West. Rather than waste money on modern munitions, which detract from the extravagant social spending the Russian Federation is able to provide for its well-taken care of citizens, Putin is deciding instead to tactically limit his engagement in the Donbass special military action only to equipment that he knows will be necessary to defeat the Western pig dogs. I am, of course, referring to the one, the only T-55 tanks. That's right. We're going back 7 decades, my friends. He has opened up the museums. He has knocked down the doors of the warehouses, blown a thick layer of dust off the top, and we are seeing the incredible. That's right. Now, you might notice looking at this tank, doesn't this look a lot like tanks that I've seen from World War II movies and not, tanks, like modern tanks? Danil certainly agrees. Danil, what do you think? Danil says, yeah, these do certainly look like tanks that were made maybe sometime around, maybe a little bit after World War II. And the reason for that is, of course... Absolutely incredible. Oh, you like that audio compression? Hold on. These aren't the World War II. No, these came after World War II. They were made in... The T-54 first appeared in 1946. The T-55 first appeared in 1958. Man, all the way back to the 50s. Look at that. Incredible. Its steel armor is 200 millimeters thick at its thickest. A level of protection that even a single Ukrainian soldier firing a Carl Gustav recoilless rifle should have no trouble defeating. Hold on one second. Let me just check the armor on an Abrams. I have to, yeah. So these ones are about 40 tons, and the M1 Abrams, 66 tons. And the armor? Come on, you wouldn't hold this info for me, would you? Wikipedia? On all Abrams models up to the M1A2C, the frontal hull armor is 700 millimeters thick. Oh my God. That's 2 feet of steel. Okay. So, yeah, somewhat less than that on these. All right. All right. We gave some M1 Abrams to the Ukrainians recently, right? So just the idea of, I'm pretty sure that if you're driving around an Abrams against these, you could just kind of ram them. Like, why even use ammo? Yeah, it's not even, space age shit, not even steel. Incredible. Vaush, go back. Why does that one Twitter user have echoes around their name? I don't know. That's a different mystery, I think. Do they even have people left who know how to operate them? I have a feeling, and I could be wrong on this, that earlier models of tanks are probably simpler to drive than current ones. But that could be totally wrong. That would just be my intuitive guess. I have no idea. Does it matter? I mean, what can you even do when you're in a vehicle like this? These things are going to get butt by drone grenades. Yeah, it's actually a genius strategy from Comrade Putin because these tanks are cheaper than any shell we could possibly use to destroy them. It's like we fire the Abrams, destroying a T-55 and killing its crew immediately. And, back in the Kremlin, Putin's like, aha! That shell was $200,000 and our tank plus tank crew was $175,000. We'll bleed the West dry in no time, While it's still very funny and a good sign of Russia's depleting supplies, these still tore shit up in the 50s in insufficient numbers. It's worrying IMO. Yeah, but the critical thing about these tanks, if I understand correctly, is a Javelin missile launcher, which is famously, what the Ukrainians have been using against all that Russian armor. A Javelin missile launcher can destroy a lot. But T-55s are weak enough that you don't need Javelins. You could use recoilless rifles. And recoilless rifles are a lot cheaper. Like, a lot cheaper. Like a javelin missile's like this whole platform with a computer and like a missile that goes up and does the. A recoilless rifle is just it's a it's a rifle. A guy can carry one around and take shots from a while away. If the thickest armor on these tanks really is just 200 millimeters, these are the Ukrainian ones. Let me see. Like a regular rifle? Well, it's not like a regular rifle, but it's more like a gun, you know? We're on the M4 of these, right? Portable shoulder-fired recoilless rifle, anti-tank and support weapon for infantry, popular multi-purpose support weapon used by many nations, lightweight, low-cost weapon that uses a wide range of ammunition. I wonder if it lists ammunition here, does it say like what their armor penetration ratings are? We'll say they have the M3s just for argument. Or this is in the USA, but you know, M3 export maybe? Boy, that sure is a lot of shit. If I search millimeter, will it give me any like, no, it just shows ammunition. I can't imagine it's worth it to even deploy those tanks, lol. I'm just like, I'm Indiana Jones on this one, man. They belong in a museum. It's like, they're cool. They're old tanks. It kind of sucks that they're gonna be turned into wrecks. Oh, hold on. Ammunition. Wait. Here we go. I see one. FFV 502 is an HDP. It's off targets. Minimums. Penetration exceeds 150 millimeters of rolled homogeneous armor. No, that's not the anti-tank one. Heat round rocket assisted. Penetration of up to 400 millimeters of RHA. Well, that's more than 200. The FFV 751 is a tandem warhead heat round with an effective range of 0.5 kilometer and the ability to penetrate more than 0.5 meter of armor. Woo! There we go. Those tanks are going to be scrap. Yeah, keep in mind that modern tanks have, they have, what do they call those? Reactive armor? Wait, is it not that thick, Vaush? So this round would melt the tanks we're looking at, the T-55. This round would be like a hot knife through butter. It would sort of reduce the part that it hits to slag. And modern, oh wait, hold on, literally every single one of these modern equivalent recoilless rifles have significantly more than 200 millimeters. Oh no. The armor on the sides is 80 millimeter? What, was the 200 millimeter just like the turret armor? No way. Really? You can just run up to it with a hammer? Oh no. Yeah, 205 millimeter turret front, 130 millimeter turret side, 60 millimeter turret rear, 30 millimeter turret roof, 120 millimeter hull front. So tanks in general don't have much side armor. Yeah, I know, but like this is a step below. I have no idea what any of this is. It basically means that like any modern simple recoilless rifle would just effortlessly, like, it basically means that if you're on top of a roof and you're a Ukrainian soldier and you see a T-55 and you just hit it, you get it, you know? That's it. Whereas for comparison, firing a rocket at an Abrams will very rarely like dent. Yeah. Oh man. Another train hauling the tanks? Rick Astley. Nice meme. I've got a meme for you. You should watch the new Laser Pig video on the T-14 Armada and how garbage it is. Maybe I should. Okay, I'm not a military expert, but the basic gist as I understand it is this, okay? Modern tanks are very heavily armored with steel. And then on top of the steel, there's like magical space age shit. And then on top of that, there's reactive armor. And reactive armor is basically a bunch of cameras and computers that scan the area in front of it. And if ever anything big and scary is headed towards the tank, it explodes first. Basically, it's the, you can't fire me, I quit of tank armor, where if you have a rocket headed towards a tank and the tank just burst, this rocket explodes before making contact with the tank. It's called reactive armor. It's really common these days. Our Abrams has a ton of it. I think even the modern Russian tanks, it's good. It's good for protecting the tank crew. It's good for protecting the tank. But if you go back to the T-55, which is the tank that Russia's currently rolling out, they just have steel. And like steel is obsolete in modern munitions. Like for tanks, like steel's not what we're banking on right now when it comes to armor. Like you want steel. You want more than that though. These tanks have steel. They might slap reactive armor on there, but I don't know how much I'd rely on that being like an effective, you know, cope cage kind of dealio. How's Russia still continuing this war? They just have a lot of people and a lot of ammunition and artillery. Remember, these holes are old and likely worn from being in a depot. Yeah, well, hold on. The T-14 doesn't have a proper reactive armor system as it requires the crew to fire it. You're kidding! The Russian T-14? The pride of the anti-imperialist, anti-colonial... It doesn't have an automatic... Just watch the Laserpig video? Okay. That's... It kind of sucks, because I think the T-14 looks kind of cool. It's kind of like the Cybertruck of tanks, you know? Like, it's very angular. You're describing active protection. Yeah, well, you know, you go to Laserpig for your tank breakdowns. Hold on. Laserpig T-14. This is an hour long. Okay, we can't watch this. The T-14 Armada tank sucks. Oh, this came out 22 hours ago. Okay, so this is like sorry. So this is like a right now kind of thing. Yeah, okay, I'll have to watch it. The T-14's a parade float. Look up the Abrams X for true high-tech goddess. Didn't we look at the Abrams X? The one where they're using the... Yeah, the Abrams X is the one... It's a hybrid tank. We talked about this. It's the next-gen American hybrid tank. This is where our Pentagon dollars go. Okay, get this, okay? Abrams tanks are so heavy that to power them, there's a jet engine inside. And, but they're like, that wasn't enough, okay? What if actually we were able to use electricity to go stealth mode? Because, like, the thing is, tanks are really loud. Like, being near a tank that's moving, you're near a jet engine. But if you switch to electric, you can basically silently move, which means that we're going to be doing, like, Usurker Creed shit on the battlefield. Has anyone played Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum? We're gonna be deep striking with like 16 Abrams X's from behind like suburban houses. They look pretty good too. Gotta say, don't really know how I feel about the test paint job on this demonstration Abrams X being coded the kind of camouflage that we use in northern regions and not the kind of camouflage that we use for desert regions. You know, I don't want us to be doing war anywhere, but I have to say, when I think of the countries in the snow we might be fighting versus the countries in the sand we might be fighting, you know, it's just a prototype. I know, but they choose their prototype colors for a reason. You know, it's a choice that goes through committee. Repainted in paint. I want it like red-orange for invading the Martians. All right, anyway, cut this segment. The message of this segment is that it's very funny that it's very, very funny that they're rolling out the T-55s. We'll see if we get any good combat footage of T-55s being sort of like liquidated, you know? All right, end the segment. Get me out of here. Okay, now before we do the next segment, I want to see this really quickly. What are we doing again?
Abrams X is a new technology manufactured by General Dynamics Land Systems, or GLDS. It is designed as a concept for the latest generation of main battle tank, rather than the evolution of the Abrams tank series. This tank was first revealed on October 12, 2022, during the AUSA exhibition, which took place in Washington, D.C. The Abrams X represents a new generation of MBT.
Woo! You really forget how big tanks are till you see people next to them, right? Like, I know they're really big. It's just, and then you see people next to them.
With increased firepower, protection, and mobility to withstand all new threat of modern combat zone. Now let's take a look at the design and features of this Abrams X. As reported from General Dynamics news announcement, the Abrams X has a smaller crew size compared to the previous variant. The traditional Abrams consists of a commander, gunner, loader, and driver, while Abrams X features 3 crew hatches at the front of the vehicle. This implies that the Abrams X's turret, which has been rebuilt and seems to have a reduced profile, is completely uncrewed and instead uses automatic load.
Chad, this is stupid. Just because we hate Russia doesn't mean we have to coom over tanks. Well, first of all, like, tanks are just cool and interesting on their own. It's not all a militarism thing. They're also just mechanically interesting. And for two, I have always hit on this point, and I've always felt like the left kind of fails on this. I really feel like the left fails to account for just how far ahead American military equipment is over everyone else. It's like, because like you had a bunch of people on the left who were acting like Russia was some kind of like secondary power, but that's not true at all if you're even remotely familiar with the equipment and the difference between them. The stuff that we see publicly from the United States is generations ahead of other countries, and the stuff we have in Area 51 is probably a generation ahead of that. You know what I mean? It's insane, the difference. It's the same reason why I looked over the modern operations video on the Gulf War, where it was like in 2 days, an American-led joint coalition force basically like deleted a country. You know what I mean? The stuff we see publicly is generations behind what's being developed. Yeah, it's just, I feel like this is, it's basically like a part of geopolitical education, is to understand that, that America is this stupidly far ahead. Yeah. Vaush companies cannot hide anything because they make a public patent. Okay, first of all, I promise you, defense companies are perfectly capable of quietly maintaining classification on their stuff while developing it. We do not need to give away military secrets to follow patent law. I guarantee you we have you know, more. It'd be like saying that, you know, we couldn't have kept the Manhattan Project secret because like you know, it would have, it's like, you know, it's like 1941 and we copyright the atomic bomb, you know. People are like, wait, hold on. Vaush lies, it can leak on War Thunder forums. That's true. That's true. Stuff can be considered classified.
As a result, the Abrams X is the first to use an automated loader in the Abrams family.
Damn.
The new crew layout also allows 3 crew members to sit side by side, working and battling.
We saw the autoloader for a Russian tank, and it made me very nervous. It made me so nervous, dude. T-72 autoloader. Man, this shit made me sweat. Was this not, this isn't the one where they... T-72s have a reputation for castrating the crew members. It's actively... Oh, that makes me nervous. Ooh. You showed us that one before? Yeah, but it doesn't show the autoloader. Russian T-80 tank loading system? I assume the Abrams X autoloader is less shit. That's not an autoloader, that's a regular loader. Whatever. I don't think that's a T-72. Whatever.
Together, rather than the separate stations, with the panoramic sights for the gunner and commander provided. The tank includes active protection systems, countermeasure grenades, and distributed aperture camera systems, or DOS, on the turret. On the front of the tank's hull, multiple armored electro-optical cameras pointing in all directions, which could also feed into the DOS architecture, are fitted. They provide the crew with 360-degree visibility without having to depart the vehicle for a significant increase of situational awareness.
This is why we don't have free healthcare. Unironically true, yes.
The Abrams X also seems to feature radar sensors similar to those used in self-driving automobiles, one of which is directed skyward towards the back of the tank. This means that the Abrams X's active protection system is capable of detecting and defeating top attack weapons such as the American Javelin and the Swedish NLAW. The most astonishing capability of the Abrams X, however, is the improved silent watch. This is a relative
loading mechanism timestamped. This is it? Oh. Oh, holy shit, yeah. Oh, it was in this video. Dude, can you imagine being in this thing all cramped with the smell of cordite and gunpowder and whatever else? Oh my god. Okay. Sheesh.
New feature that enables the
What do they mean when they said it could castrate the crew? Probably like if you move around or through it, like you might have to step over the autoloader, and if the thing clicks back when you do it badly or whatever, it destroys your balls.
Abrams to run its power-hungry thermal sites without turning on the noisy and thermally visible gas turbine engine. This is the result of the tank's new hybrid engine. The hybrid power pack on the Abrams X is one of the most significant and possibly influential technologies woven into the tank. It is a propulsion system capable of substantially enhanced fuel efficiency while improving survivability with lower acoustics and thermal signatures. It is also important to note that the Abrams X is powered by DL570
Russian tanks
P3
headed
tracks.
toward.
This track type was designed for the Abrams diesel variant and is a variation of the 570 PO, which had previously been used on the TA-5DK in Denmark, with a wider center guide and different rubber pads. Hence, this makes Abrams X the first Abrams to be powered by a diesel engine.
Upgrade.
Thus, a bigger battery pack featured with the diesel engine on Abrams X can increase power, motorizing these sensors for extended periods of time. Therefore, this hybrid electric drive complements not only improved watch capabilities and some silent mobility, but also the U.S. Army's climate and electrification plans. Moreover, according to General Dynamics, the new hybrid powertrain on Abrams X decreases vehicles' weight as well as fuel consumption by 50%. For these reasons, the Abrams X becomes the next generation MBT with the same tactical range as the M1A2.
Oh my god. It's electric and 50% less fuel consumption. It's a green tank. It's the American military is going woke.
Abrams, but with lower weight and increased mobility as well as transportability. It is expected to be the most mobile Abrams in its family since the 1970s. The Abrams X MBT is outfitted with a new XM360 120mm cannon as its main armament. This replaces the former main armament, which was the M256 120mm cannon. The XM360 was initially created for future combat systems, a program launched in the early 2000s to replace the U.S. Army's current armored vehicles. This gun has the same caliber and utilizes the same ammo as the earlier M256. It is capable of firing new mid-range munitions, advanced multipurpose, and advanced knowledge explosives, or advanced kinetic energy.
I don't even know what those
To assist minimizing recoil, the XM360 120mm cannon has a pepperpot-style muzzle brake at the muzzle. Also, to decrease gun system weight, and consequently total vehicle weight, the overall gun system employs composite materials and titanium. On the right side of the Abrams X's main armament is a coaxial machine gun, while the top of the turret is what looks to be an XM914 30mm chain gun, which replaces both the commander's M250 caliber machine gun and the loader's M240 7.62mm machine gun. The XM914 is equipped with a remotely controlled gun system, allowing the crew to fire from within the hull while employing a thermal imaging system to aim at night and through smoke. This enables the crew to engage infantry, drones, soft-skinned vehicles such as trucks, and light armored vehicles such as the Russian BMP-3 infantry.
So it literally has like this gun's too small, this gun's too big, this one's just right of like weapons. It has like the main cannon, the machine gun, and then the like auto cannon. It's got like the classic, that 30mm is enough to kill the T-55. Yeah, literally, they don't even have to waste ammo.
Fighting vehicle with the chain gun, and at the same time, reserve main gun ammo for engagement with pure threats or enemy tanks. Therefore, this leads to indirectly boosting the main gun's ammo supply, allowing it to attack additional tanks.
Like, what are we even fighting that needs 120mm like... Just give one of these over to Ukraine and be like, all right, you're good. And just have it... Don't give these to Ukraine.
For enhanced protection, the Abrams X has a revised armor package on the hull and turret. It also includes an active protection system capable of intercepting anti-tank guided missiles and other modern projectiles by deploying a small warhead and activating it at a safe distance from the projected platform. This will defeat or destroy the threats via a shockwave effect at a precisely calculated moment. Overall, the Abrams X is such a massive improvement over the original Abrams. The Army has attempted and failed to replace the M1 several times, and another Abrams is the most likely option. Although the Army currently owns thousands of Abrams and has previously refurbished earlier tanks to save money, there are so many alterations.
It's so insane how far ahead we are. Oh my god, dude. It's so insane. Like the Abrams was already so far ahead. If Ukraine really was a proxy war and it was like, okay, all of Russian armor versus American armor, Russian armor got decimated by javelins, drones, and landmines and shit, okay? Oh my god. people in Abrams would be, like, the tank crews would be getting bored. They'd be trying to line up, like, chain shots by firing the 120 millimeter down the road and trying to, like, chain kill 3 Russian tanks with one hit. Oh my god. Yeah, they're trying to do, like, trick shots or something. Like, hey man, I could ricochet this 120 millimeter off this crumbling concrete wall and get that, you know, like, oh Jesus. Why don't we have healthcare? Oh my god.
Into the Abrams X, that remanufacturing may not be possible. The Abrams X is not just a tank for the 21st century. Its expected inclusion of features such as top attack active protection and a 30mm chain gun are inspired by the conflict in Ukraine. With its reduced crew, AI lethality, survivability, mobility, manned or unmanned teaming, and autonomous capabilities, the Abrams X can be a crucial component in deadly combat networks and serve as a bridge between Abrams SEP V3 and SEP V4 to a future tank. If adopted by the U.S. Army, it might imply that the Abrams platform might be used until the 2050s and beyond.
God damn, man. I wonder what the upkeep cost is. Nice. That's a PCH 2000? That's German, right? Yes. Panzerhaubitze 2K. German. 155 millimeter. Okay, they got an even bigger cannon. Self-propelled howitzer. Is it not a tank? No, it's a self-propelled gun. Guys, what's the difference between... Okay, what makes this not a what makes this not a tank apart from its ridiculously large cannon? It is a tank. Like, it looks more like artillery than a tank, you know? Not a turret? No armor? What's its armor? It doesn't say. Probably can't direct fire. Self-propelled. Okay, so it's a lack of a turret because it's because it doesn't have a turret. It can't really fight up close. It does have a turret. Oh, just a really big one. Okay. Yeah. Big gun, no armor, 20-kilometer range. Okay. So it's just like what it's designed for. Okay. Yeah. Excellent video on how to distinguish vehicles.
How do you differentiate a tank from something that is not a tank, and why is this important? My name is
we really are going off track. Okay, we're back on track after this one.
Ryan Macbeth. I was an anti-tank and heavy weapons infantryman for 20 years. I was also an infantry instructor. I used to give a block of instruction on vehicle recognition, and knowing what is and is not a tank is very important because not only can it help you with intelligence gathering, it can also tell you about your adversary's composition and disposition. And it may change your strategy when it comes to engaging and servicing these targets. The topic came to light on January 19th, 2023, when a journalist named Michael Tracy stated in a tweet, according to official jargon, this object in the U.S. military arsenal is also not a tank because something. Hence, official...
Okay, I'm bored now. We're back on track. Okay. Nope, not going down that road. Nope. You know, he debated Dylan Burns recently? He was going to roast Tracy, though. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I haven't seen the Tracy Dylan Burns debate.